What's up, y'all? I just got out of the theater to see the new Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This was one of my most, if not my most anticipated movie of the year. You know, I grew up loving the Indiana Jones movies. Raiders of the Lost Ark is definitely in my top 5 movies of all time. You know, the Indiana Jones movies are like one of the biggest reasons like why I wanted to start making movies myself. So, you know, I was excited for this movie, almost too excited. So today, you know, I definitely had to like kind of relax, temper my expectations, because there is, going into it, you do, especially with a movie like this, you know, it's got a big fan base. It's got lots of classic movies that are loved 40, 50 years down the road. They'll still be loved, and, you know, people will still watch them and have that same experience that they did back when it first came out. So with a movie like that, it's, especially the 5th in the series, it's hard to recreate that magic. So you do have to go into the film tempering your expectations, because a movie like this, even if it was the greatest in the series, not saying that it is, even if it did end up being the greatest in the series, it would not live up to your expectations. So, with that being said, just kind of gonna go over what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, everything like that. What I liked about it, this is something I really have to praise about this movie, because modern movies nowadays that are sequels to classic movies, or whatever the reason, they love using cameos, callbacks, whatever, to nostalgia trick people into loving their movie. This movie did not do that, which is something you really have to praise for it. This is an original Indiana Jones movie in the 2020s about a 70, 80-year-old Indiana Jones. You know, the movie aged with the character. So, are there callbacks, cameos? Yes. But this movie didn't do what other films tend to do, which is pan to original character from first movie, 30-second pause for audience to cheer and clap. It's like being directed, like it was directed for like sitcom purposes. This movie didn't do that, which I really liked. Were there callbacks and stuff that made you go, oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark, oh, Temple of Doom? Yes, but that wasn't those moments weren't what glued the film together and made the film worth watching. This was an original Indiana Jones story, and I can't praise that enough, because you don't get that a lot with sequels of classics, especially today, the modern times. What else did I love about it? Also, sorry, I do have my AC on running, because sorry, there's the people in the car getting in right next to me. They probably think I'm a psycho. But yeah, it's a cool 97 degrees out today. It feels like 102, so I have it on the lowest setting, just so it's not interfering with my audio. Jesus, dude, get in your car. God, I've never seen someone get in their car slower in my life. Like, let me make my video. Anyways, what else did I love about it? Harrison Ford, the only person who could ever play Indiana Jones. He's great. He was great as a 20-year-old Indiana Jones. He's great as an 80-year-old Indiana Jones. He'll always be great. What else? Mads Mikkelsen. He was great as the villain. Score, great as always. It didn't look bad. Like, it was a good-looking Indiana Jones movie. Like, lots of the chase sequences, whatnot. I gotta praise James Mangold, because Indiana Jones, at the end of the day, it wouldn't be... I don't think Indiana Jones, the originals, wouldn't be as special as they are if they weren't Steven Spielberg films. Steven Spielberg made those films what they are and made them as great as they are. I really don't think they'd be as great as they were if it wasn't for him. So stepping into a role of making an Indiana Jones sequel that's not Steven Spielberg directed it's impossible to do. You can't live up to those expectations. But James Mangold did a good job. Like, he did the best job that anyone could stepping into a position like that. So, got to give him a lot of credit where credit is due. Mixed aspects about it. The CGI in some places to de-age Harrison Ford. You're going to hear a lot of complaints about this. In the beginning of the film, when it takes place during World War II, and he's supposed to be the Indy we know from the original movies, it wasn't bad. There are going to be a lot of people who bitch and complain about that CGI in the beginning. It wasn't bad. Honestly, I didn't notice it. Some people are going to nitpick it and be like, oh, I noticed. Shut up. It really wasn't bad. Where it was bad was the middle ground. When it, flashed back. This was only one scene. It flashed back to, 10, 12 years before the movie. And they were, trying to depict, a middle ground. He's not 30, the original Indiana Jones, but he's not the 80-year-old Harrison Ford that this movie has. He's in the middle ground. He's 50, 60, something like that. That did not look good. That was very noticeable. Luckily, it was only one scene. But it did not turn out well. They could not hit that middle ground right. So, that wasn't great. The ending, the I'm guessing this is going to be the last Indiana Jones movie. Unless this movie makes a lot of money and Disney just wants to cash cow it. I hope they don't. I want this to be the end. I want a nice conclusion for Indiana Jones. And there's been 3 of those now, with The Last Crusade, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and this movie. So I can't really decide if this is the best ending so far we've had, the best kind of farewell conclusion we've had, or if the others were. It's nice. It's not bad, and I really, really liked it. But is it as good as the other endings were? I don't know. One day this is going to be my favorite ending. The other days, one of the others one's going to be my favorite ending. So that's something that's up in the air for everyone to decide for themselves. Bad. The last act made some plot choices and decisions that were funky. That's all I can say without spoiling it. Just felt off compared to the rest of the movie. And you can tell they kind of forced it in at the end because they didn't want it to complicate the rest of the plot, and they didn't want to take a lot of time to explain it. They just wanted to do it and then get out. But it feels weird, and it feels forced, and it feels off. It's okay though. It doesn't ruin the movie. It's just, it just felt like a low point, and you could feel that in the audience, and while you're watching it, it felt like the low point of the movie, and you never want that feeling to come over your audience, but it's there. the movie's done. It's in theaters. It's not going to be changed. So it is what it is. But overall, I liked it. I think I'm happy it exists. It doesn't live up to the original movies like I knew it wouldn't, and that's fine. I think it's great for what it is, and I'm happy we have another Indiana Jones movie. So go see this movie for yourself and form your own opinion, and I'll see you guys next time.